Also, Monica, I told Sayuri this earlier, and I figured you might appreciate hearing this. Well, no matter how the festival goes, I just wanted to say thank you. If others don't like what we have here, well, it's their loss, right? She turns to face the others. See, guys? If we could show Senkara how amazing this club is, who's to say we can't show the other students the same thing? That's right. Don't see them as strangers, see them as potential club members. Oh, even Natsuki looks a little pumped up at that. She definitely got an inspiring way with words, that's for sure. Yeah, good thinking, Monica. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, but if they say anything bad about my cupcakes, I'm gonna kill them. Me too. Yuri giggles softly. I won't lie to you, I'm still quite nervous, but after hearing what you've said, Senkara, I realize that there might be other lonely people out there. That's right. This club would be the perfect place for them. That's absolutely right. Yeah, we might even find more manga enthusiasts. Yeah, just no dudes because I don't want any competition. That's the spirit. Let's go and show the rest of the school just what Literature Club is made of. As if on cue, a few people wander into the room. How perfectly timed. What a coinky-dink. Monica confidently walks over and greets them. Oh, you go, Monica, you're in charge now. And so it begins. Monica and Sayuri have greeted the newcomers and settled them in desks throughout the classroom. How professional. It's like a romantic dinner. It looks actually more like an underground rink where illegal shit goes down and everyone wears like a mask and watch it happen, you know? One of those things, like underground dueling. Yeah, those are awesome. Some people are already helping themselves to cupcakes and I noticed Natsuki is keeping an eye on them. Meanwhile, Yuri is nervously looking through a pamphlet. I can see her soundlessly mouthing the words to her poem. Oh, she's cute. Now that I think about it, I should be getting some extra practice in as well. Before I can do so though, Monica heads back towards us with Sayuri in tow. Showtime, everyone! Let's do this, guys! Time to get this over with. I can do this. Oh, typical Yuri, it's so cute. We group up and stand together at the front of the classroom. Monica steps up to the podium and clears her throat, drawing the room's attention to her. Okay, everyone. Welcome to the Literature Club's poetry performance. My name is Monica, as some of you may know. Some girls sitting near the front of the classroom wave at her. Aw, that's cute. And I'm the president of this club. Accompanying me is Vice President Sayuri. Hi, guys! And the rest of our club members, Yuri, Natsuki, and last but certainly not least, Senkara. That's me. Hi. We all wave back at the students. With varying degrees of enthusiasm. I don't know. I'm sorry. I apologize you had to witness that. I hope that you'll all enjoy our poetry and that we'll be able to help contribute to a memorable festival. This music is so hype. I love it. Literature is amazing in its ability to connect us to the human condition, and we really hope that this event will help encourage others to start participating as well. Our club will gladly welcome any new members, from those who love words and writing as well, to anyone who's simply just curious and wants to learn more. After the scheduled performances, we'll be opening up the stage to anyone else who wants to perform, so don't be shy. And now, without further ado, I'll be starting with my poem, The Way They Fly. The way! Finding the way, yes. Sayuri, Natsuki, Yuri and I head off to settle down in the frontmost desks, saving the seat at the end for Monica. She stands there, alone, yet still radiating confidence. Yeah, she really does. After flashing a smile and a wink at us, she begins, "Don't wink at me, that's my weakness! How dare you!" Each word is crystal clear and exudes emotion. I exude confidence. Somehow, her reaction is even better than it was only a few days ago. Her recitation even, that makes much more sense. She must have practiced hard to try achieve perfection. That's what it's all about. The classroom is silent at first, drinking in her words. After a few moments, however, some whispering starts up in the back of the classroom. I guess that's inevitable, but it still doesn't make it any less annoying. I exchange a look with Natsuki, who rolls her eyes at the disruptions. Aww. Sayuri pats my head and gives me an encouraging smile. She's comforting as always. As Monica's poem progresses, more and more people wander in. Normally, this would be a good thing, but they're making a lot of noise. Thankfully, they simmer down once they realize Monica's speaking, but the damage has already been done. She reaches the end of her poem, the last few words resonating in the classroom. A sound of applause fills the room, and Monica beams at everyone, patiently waiting for them to finish. If you're not clapping, shame on you. Shame on you and your family. Thank you for listening, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my poem, and that it gave you a flavor of what this club is like. Is this what it's always like? Romantic setting, poems speaking to everyone? I don't think so. For the newcomers, welcome. We're just in the midst of showing you all of our poems. For the benefit of those who have just joined, she quickly reintroduces everyone. Anyway, up next is Natsuki. Take it away. Natsuki stumbles slightly as she makes her way to the front of the class. Aww. That really gave me tiger images. I guess the nerves are really getting to her. It doesn't help that someone sniggers, causing her to turn and glare at them. Hey, you leave her alone. Sayuri seems to notice too, as she hastens to shoot Natsuki a reassuring smile. Natsuki stands at the front of the classroom with her poem in hand, slight traces of irritation still visible on her face. Anyway, so my poem's called Jump. Just imagine if I showed up to this and saw this adorable little girl performing. Say little girl like she's not 18. She's 18! It's this adorable girl performing a poem and clearly being a tsundere. I love that. She takes a deep breath and begins her recital. Yeah, this is what would convince me to join the club. Just as I was hoping, she's able to interject her trademark bouncy style into the performance, bringing the words to life. Aww. She doesn't quite radiate the confidence Monica did, but her unique style shines through, giving the poem a flow and rhythm. While simple, it's effective. Yay, you go, Natsuki. My heart sinks as I start picking up on the newcomers having their own conversation in the back of the room. The bastards. I am hit with a surge of anger. How can they be so inconsiderate towards my lovely Natsuki? It's clear that they aren't paying any attention, and from the pause and change in Natsuki's tone, she's clearly picked up on it as well. Why can't they just save their stupid, selfish conversations for after our performances? Why can't they just leave the room if they're not interested? Like, her poem comes to an end, but unlike with Monica's, there's a slight awkward moment of silence. Once again, there's a round of applause. But it's clear that the audience's engagement isn't quite as strong. No, mine was. I thought you were beautiful. I thought it was lovely. Great performance, Natsuki. I really like the rhythm of that poem. Would make it feel really awkward without the music. Natsuki forces a smile and makes her way back to her seat. It's clear that she's upset. No, you're the best. No. Why? Why must you do this? Why must you incite drama? I suppose it gives me an opportunity to swoop in and save the day, I guess. Anyway, our Vice President Sayuri is next to perform. Hi everyone, I hope you like my poem. She cheerily skips up to the front, poem in hand. As she turns to face us, she looks a little nervous, fidgeting slightly. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. It's okay, Sayuri. Just remember what we've practiced. I've got full faith in you. Yeah, you've got this. This one's called My Meadow. Alright, we're bopping again. She begins her poem. Her soft voice guides us through the recital, and there's a remarkable contrast between her cheerful inflection and the more bittersweet nature of the words. Is the music different? It seems different. It seems a little more on edge. It's weird. Out of the corner of my eye, I notice people casually flicking cupcake wrappers onto the floor along with candy wrappers lying on the tables. Goodness sake, stop littering. Pick up your damn rubbish. What is going on with the music? That is not right. That's weird. Worse still, the talking is getting louder and more noticeable. Monica looks around at the perpetrators, frowning at them. One of the students lets out a loud yawn, making absolutely no effort to hide it. Then leave the bloody room, you prick. Another student picks up one of the quotes and nudges their friend. They both frown and laugh at the message, and I get a horrible feeling it's more the mocking kind of laugh. At this point, I'm seeing red. If we weren't in school, I would have punched these inconsiderate pricks by now. Yeah, kick him in the balls. No one should be this rude to Sayuri. No! She's probably the sweetest person I've ever met. Despite the now obvious disruptions, she's still trying her best and is making a real effort to continue. To her credit, her performance is still commendable. She manages to work the contrast of her enunciation against the words in her favor. Just remember the people that are paying attention. You know, they're all thinking the same thing about those inconsiderate pricks in the back, don't worry about it. It adds an interesting depth to the poem. I'd love to see more of this side to her. She brings her performance to a close, hands shaking slightly. Lovely poem, Sayuri. You really brought that one to life. Thank you. Something's off with her voice. And yeah, like the music, it's like how she was on Friday. No! Monica stands up, turning to address everyone in the room. Just a polite reminder that it would be much appreciated if everyone could give our poets some respect while they're performing. Yeah, you tell them. Monica looks stern while Natsuki looks positively furious. Thank you. Now the stage is all yours, Yuri. Yuri is looking terrified at this point. Sayuri gives her a reassuring squeeze and I lean over, whispering into her ear. You've got this, Yuri. Just pretend it's only me. Natsuki, Sayuri, and Monica. You've got this. I can't do this, Senkara. Yes, you can. I believe in you. Woo! I've seen how passionate you can become when you talk about Portrait of Markov. I love that. I love seeing that side of you. Besides, like you said, this club could be the perfect place for any of these people. We just don't know it yet. She swallows nervously, nodding at my words. Oh, look at that side glance. I love that. I look like a fucking chipmunk. Let me swallow my water. Okay, thank you. She rises to her feet, palm clasped firmly to her chest, and avoiding eye contact with everyone as she walks up. Her eyes flick up to glance at the classroom when she gets on stage, although she quickly ducks her head down to look at her poem on the podium. This poem is titled After Image of a Crimson Eye. Her voice quivers as she starts, but unlike her recitation a few days ago, the meek and trembling version of Yuri remains well into the poem. Aww. She determinedly forges ahead, but I can tell she's not enjoying it in the slightest. The rest of the classroom, momentarily subdued by Monica's words, soon begins to grow louder again. After a few lines of her poem, they are even more unruly than before. The crinkling of rappers fills the air, and at a few points, Yuri is almost drowned out by the others' voices. Bro! What are you... Who does that? Teenagers. Fucking teenagers. I catch a few people getting up and leaving the classroom, and by the slight hitch in her voice, it seems Yuri's seen them as well. That's okay. Her eyes stay glued to her poem now, and it looks like she's trying her hardest to ignore everyone. One boy quietly wolf whistles at Yuri, causing her to jump and lower her head even more. It's a mode of confidence, because you're gorgeous. He's just being a prick, but don't think of it like that. She's practically shaking like a leaf. This is absolutely disgusting behavior, and I open my mouth to say something. Suddenly, nope, Natsuki stands up, a loud scraping noise from her pushing away from the desk, drawing the attention of the students. Can you all just shut up? I'm really freaking sick of this. How can you guys be so rude? We're trying our best to show you something amazing here, and you're just going to stomp all over our hard work like that. Oh, it's so awkward. The awkwardness, unbelievable. That's right, I can't even understand how people can be this arrogant and ugh. This is just plain terrible. Or just this plain terrible. I didn't want to interrupt you, Yuri, but I can't stand it anymore. You idiots might as well leave as you aren't even going to pretend to pay attention. Jeez. Oh, there's a complete silence for a beat. Goodness me, your hair is freaking green as hell. Well, that's not natural. I mean, that looks even less natural than Natsuki's hair. Jeez, why so green? It's the Joker. Oh my goodness. I only came for the food anyway. Let's go, guys. Boy's about to get a hiding. Once this boy speaks and begins to lead his friends away, one by one, more students start to follow and lead them out the door. I throw a panicked look over to Monica, who's holding a strange, stiff expression on her face. Looks like she's struggling to stay calm for everyone. Thanks, Monica. You're great. Love you. After a few moments, there's barely anyone left. Yuri, meanwhile, quietly begins speaking again, but her voice is barely audible. Oh dear, there's just a stifling silence accompanying her words. Nero thought this was gonna be a happy little time, a happy time where we recite poems and then go enjoy the festival. When she finishes, a weak smattering of applause sounds from the few who are left. A weak smattering, huh? Everybody clap for Yuri. Come on, guys. Someone's gotta do it, and it will be us. It will be us. Band together, there's 200 of us, let's go. She unsteadily steps down from the stage, a blank look on her face. She won't look at any of us either. I'm worried about her, she'll be alright. Okay. Monika's voice cracks as she speaks up. She's still trying her best to see us through this. I don't think any of us could have predicted that it would turn out this way. Yeah, should have seen this one coming. Thank you, Yuri. You did wonderfully. I'm sincerely sorry for all the disruptions and sheer arrogance you've had to endure. Those kinds of people really are the worst. Yeah, way to make it less awkward for everyone, Monika. Good job. I can always count on you to do that. To those who are left, I want to thank you all for staying, and apologize as well. This is definitely not a normal occurrence for the Literature Club, I assure you. Well, normally we don't have other people here, so yeah. Well, let's finish off with Senkara then. With a heavy heart, I slowly get up and walk onto the stage. I am an actor. I can act and perform this brilliantly. When I get to the podium, I'm appalled by the sight of the classroom. Candy and cupcake wrappers are strewn across the floor, the bastards, and quote cards lay tossed about, with many of the cards now featuring shoe prints over the words. Those are some dirty-ass shoes. They need to clean their shoes. Goodness me. Like, no one ever actually leaves a shoe print. Oh, but dirty shoes, man. The remnants of goodie bags are left ripped apart on desks, like we have doormats for a reason, you know? Scrub those shoes, man. Even the kanji curtain looks tangled up and messy. The only students left are the ones who waved to Monika at the beginning, right, so Monika's friends. Okay, that's a little awkward. This is what Yuri had to see when reciting her poem. No wonder she didn't want to look up and face these people. Can I really do this now? How are the others able to finish their poems? I look at the clock. Only 10:20. Has it really only been 20 minutes? It's been 20 minutes? Jeez. Taking a shaky breath, I begin to speak. How long did it take to recite those poems? 5 minutes each? How long were their poems? What the hell? Those are short stories, not poems. Hi everyone. Oh dear. I'd like to take a second to apologize as well, both to those checking out the club today and those who are already in it. But despite everything that's happened, I can say I'm glad I joined since I got to meet so many amazing people. I believe that you guys will love it as much as I did too. Anyway, I hope that you all enjoy Acquainted with the Night. I start reading and am struck once again by the beauty of the poem. The loneliness and isolation conveyed so accurately. I can relate to a lot of these things. I won't be as good as the others at reciting, are you kidding? I'm an actor! But I can only hope that I'll be able to do the poem justice. Thoughts of doing both the poet and the club proud strengthen my spirit, and I manage to fight through the depressing mood. The quiet of the classroom suits the lines of the poem well, and my recital seems to fly by rather quickly. Excellent performance, Senkara. What a great way to round off the event. As I step down from the stage, Monika stands up and addresses the room. Thank you all for coming and staying. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. That's it for the scheduled recitations, but you guys are free to stay and hang out if you want. There's an awkward silence for a few moments, then the remaining students start to stand up. Bloody, what is with your hair? The character designs. Is that Marinette? Hey Monika. Oh, and you too, Senkara. Shiori. Okay, so I know you. Great. What's your voice gonna be like? What's Marinette sound like? I can't do a Marinette voice. I know, she's got black hair. Must be Asian. Let's go with that. No, we can't do that. That's racist. The girl standing before us is actually my homeroom's class representative, Shiori. Ah, nice. Class rep, eh? Howdy, partner. Given that both she and Monika are class reps, they're probably friends. Friends? Boy strike. Yeah, I only joined about a week ago, so... Ah, I see. Yep. Hey, the way you guys were treated was seriously awful. It's fine. Thanks for staying. Either way, sorry about everything, Monika. I'll check out the club sometime. She gives us a small commiseratory smile and I'm torn between wondering whether everyone's pitying us or sympathizing with us. Yeah, they all start to file out of the classroom after a few more goodbyes. Monica keeps a strained smile plastered on her face. Meanwhile, Yuri has her head buried in her arms on the desk. Oh, jeez. Let me just go down here and avoid the scam. Goodbye. I can't sing into the... Oh, wait, there we go. Oh, dear. Goodbye. Good. Oh, that's all. Oh, dear. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. I can do this. Hi. Good to see you again. Did you miss me? I missed you. Anyway, in contrast, Natsuki is staring straight ahead, gritting her teeth, and Sayuri looks down at her desk, picking at a spot on the varnished wood. Ah, jeez. Why did this have to happen? To say there's tension in the air would be a massive understatement. This classroom looks really nice. I really love white lights. There's a silence in the room, made worse by the sense of awkwardness. No one knows what to say. Jeez. No one expected the festival to end this way, and the impact is hitting us all. Up to me to save the day. So, that could have gone better. Oh, you shouldn't have said that. Yeah, my attempt at humor falls flat. I immediately regret speaking, as you should. Natsuki gives me a dirty look, but Sayuri smiles wanly, that word. Meanwhile, it looks like Monica's face has finally fallen. Oh no! Alright. Nobody makes Monica sad. Come with me, we're going on a crusade. We're going to fight those students. I'm not entirely sure how, but we will. Let's go. Alright. Wait. I just ruffled them up a bit. I destroyed them. They are all dead now. Thank you for coming, to all of you that did. Let's continue. I don't understand. Where did we go so wrong, guys? Oh, don't do that. Don't say it. Nah, poetry, am I right? You expected high school students to be polite. That's where you went wrong. We spent so long preparing for this, and after all our efforts, for the first time, that outgoing confidence Monica always seemed to radiate has snuffed out. She clearly cared a lot about this event, and I feel awful for it. Right. We're going to violate their corpses now. Let's go. Come on. Alright. I know. I don't get it either. I thought you guys all did such a good job as well. The decorations, the recitals. I'm sorry, Monica. Don't worry about it, Senkara. It's not like it's your fault anyway. She smiles weakly at me. Glancing around, I notice that Yuri and Natsuki seem particularly upset, with Yuri looking absolutely dejected and Natsuki steaming mad. This is all your fault, Monica. I told you this was a stupid idea. Natsuki? No. Chill. No. Don't you say that. None of us were even that comfortable with doing it in the first place. Now look where that landed us. Excuse me? My fault? You all agreed to do this. Pardon me for thinking it would actually go well. What's so wrong about that? Oh, guys, don't fight. Don't fight. We only agreed to do it because we felt like you were forcing us. I was really hoping this wouldn't happen. Given everyone's low moods, an argument was the last thing we needed. I didn't even think an argument would happen. I thought surely that wouldn't. They would all just be sad, but I suppose Natsuki is prone to, reacting when she's angry. I didn't force anyone, Natsuki. You know how much this club means to me. I was just excited to show what we have to the rest of the school. Yeah, because that was such a good idea, wasn't it? I'm really starting to get sick of your constant sarcasm, Why can't you just try being positive in your life for once? Gee, it's funny you should say that, because I'm really starting to get sick of your self-righteous know-it-all attitude. Natsuki, stop. We told you this was a bad idea, but no. You just had to insist on this. Even though no one was happy with it. It was for a reason. Look at how much Senkara enjoys it here. Yeah, Because of you, Natsuki, especially. Is it really so unreasonable to think that we could have found someone else like him? Well, I mean, I'm pretty rare, but... Or is it just too positive for you to even fathom? A little bit. This is awful. The other students were bad enough, but now Monika and Natsuki are going for each other's throats. Please! Stop it! Stop it! Look at how badly everyone was humiliated. How inconsiderate all those... Can I just hug Natsuki to get her to shut up? And to make her calm down a bit and be happier? And then, of course, you know, Monika can join in, but, like, if Natsuki calms down, then Monika will calm down, you know. But if I go hug Monika, Natsuki will just be even worse, so that won't work out for us. Have a twirl, sponsored by Cadbury. She struggles for a moment, her anger inhibiting her ability to speak. Those assholes were to all of us. They didn't give a damn about anything we had to say. What did that one prick say? He was only here for the food? No, it was good. To be fair, you were making the food, so, you know, it's... No wonder he was here for the food. All of that hard work, just for what? Nothing. She angrily kicks one of the desks. Whoa. That was everything on my desk just jumped. That was weird. Anyway, the loud noise jolts Yuri, who looks up with tears in her eyes. Oh, Yuri. Please, Natsuki, can you calm down? Don't tell me you're taking her side, Yuri. You had to experience the worst of it. I don't get why you're not mad either. Mad? Not at Monika. It's not Monika's fault. Natsuki, there's no point in being angry at Monika. She didn't want this to happen. She had no idea people would react this way. It's bad enough that the students were rude, and I really don't like fighting inside the club itself. Yeah, but if Monika just listened to us when we weren't comfortable with the whole idea, this would never have happened. Then we would have just had to do something else, okay? You know, it's fine. We can get past this. We can move on. Monika sighs. This is the kind of conflict she generally leaves for Sayuri to deal with. But in this case, Sayuri looks too distraught to intervene. Look, what you're not understanding is that sometimes you just have to take risks. That's very true. Sure, this didn't go so well, but there's always a chance it wouldn't have ended like this, and we could have had new members. She turns to me. I mean, you of all people can understand that the best, right, Senkara? You made the choice to come here. Look how much you enjoy it. Not right now, but yeah, I do. Even now, I still love you guys. You're the best. Stop fighting! I gotta say, I really like the new music for Blue Skies. Props to whoever wrote the music. Creators of Blue Skies, well done. The music's really nice, I love it. All the new music is better than the original Doki Doki music, I think. Oh, don't you try and suck up to him, Monika. Face it, you never listen to us, your club members, or take our opinions into account. Tell me I'm not alone in thinking that, Senkara. Don't you dare! No! I really don't want to do this. I desperately look at Yuri and Sayuri, but both look too upset to want to get involved. I mean, I know I have to save the day, but don't make me choose as... Oh! Another twirl. Sponsored by Cadbury. Special note for my McDonald's burger. Well, obviously, you know what I have to do. I want to. You gotta hang on so you just... Okay. I'm gonna have faith in the writers. I don't know if the Blue Skies writers are as good, but, you know, when it was with Dan, you know, taking a side was always... It was more of the middle ground. We just, you know, catered more to one person to make them happier. Let's go with that. I think. Actually, give me a second. Okay, so, yeah. I just wanted to be sure, but yes, we are picking Natsuki here. I really do hate taking sides like this. Monika's the president, though, so I hope she won't take this personally. Monika, believe me when I say that I know this club means a lot to you. I've only been here for a few days and I can already see that. In fact, it means a lot to all of us. Every one of us cares so much for the club that we were able to soldier on and keep performing despite the crap we got. But at the same time, perhaps Natsuki has a point. You were clearly the most enthusiastic about this festival out of everyone here. She sighs, and it's clear that she's frustrated. It wouldn't surprise me if she was disappointed in us either. Well, pardon me for wanting the club to do well. Why was everyone so against it? I didn't even force any of you. You all agreed of your own accords. I thought you'd use the weekend to practice. That should have been plenty of time. The way you pushed us into it, it felt like we didn't have a choice. You guys didn't have to agree. Do you know how to stand up for yourselves? No, we don't. I know when people say that. You didn't have to agree, but you would have been sad if we fucking didn't agree with you. Monica, you know how it is. It's hard enough as it is having to go against your friends, but when your friend has such high expectations for everything on top of that, it's just as easy to get swept up in trying to keep everyone happy, and on top of that, not everyone here is as outspoken as you. Exactly. But that's not the point anyhow. You all did fine in your first recitations during our club meeting. Everything should have gone well. But it's not about our recitations, it's about the assholes in the back. It's none of our faults, really. To be quite perfectly honest with you, Natsuki was fine, and recitations with your friends are very different from speaking to people you don't know in a room on a stage. It's just that we never could have expected that people would act this way, exactly. If the event had been a success, you can bet this conversation wouldn't be happening right now. Well, if we never decided to do anything for the festival, then we wouldn't have had to worry about this crap anyway. Yeah, but don't say that. Your butt really sticks out. I shouldn't say that. Beautiful, Monica. Love it. 10 out of 10. But we had to do something for the festival. Do you just want the club to remain stagnant forever? A little bit. Is this place just supposed to be some hangout for 5 people? Little bit, I guess not. There's a fierce glint in those green eyes now. I'm almost afraid of speaking up. It seems like I'm the only one here who actually wants this club to do well, and the only one who strives for greater heights. And how is anyone ever going to see how amazing that what we've built is if we never show it to anyone? What's wrong with the club being small? I'd rather have a few people who really care than a ton of idiots who are only here because of your popularity. Quality is more important than quantity, after all. I'm sure the others would agree on that front as well. Suddenly, Monica turns to face me. Oh dear. Yeah, I won't lie. It's scary having to see the full force of the normally cool-headed and diplomatic leader's temper. Yeah, I'm scared, and I'm not even seeing it, bro. Oh, there it is. Senkara, with all due respect, you haven't even been here for a week. I hate that. How would you, of all people, know what the other members want? Because she's my best friend? Monica, Senkara only means well. Sayuri looks like she's about to say more, but with one withering look from Monica, stops her in her tracks. I don't like this. And I'm sure that many villains throughout history only meant well too. Well, fuck you too then. Now you're just being unfair. No, you know what's really unfair? What's unfair is the fact that I'm the only one who always has to pick up the slack. I'm the one who has to take all the blame for all the mistakes. You think it's easy having to live up to everyone's expectations? No, I don't think that at all. Although I guess it's too much for you to understand, Natsuki. After all, you always heap the blame onto others and criticize everyone but yourself. Oof. Why don't you go do some introspection for once in your life? Then you might be able to see why you barely have any friends. Hey! Quality over quantity. Oh yay. That's just me. I hate seeing Natsuki crying like that. Making me cry. There's silence for a moment. A silence that lengthens into impossibly long minutes. I look towards Yuri and Sayuri for help, but both look understandably shocked by Monika's words. Natsuki's face has grown red, and it looks like she's starting to tear up, despite her best attempts at keeping up a hostile look. Monika, on the other hand, is turned away so that I can't see her face. Yeah, I can. It's right there. Yuri, Sayuri, and I exchange a series of looks and expressions as the silence stretches out. Okay, you two hug Monika, right? I'll take care of the little one. There's a veritable game of eyebrow charades going on between the three of us. I can't even wiggle my eyebrows now. That's okay. None of us know what to say or how to break the silence, but we all know that someone has to. I'm relieved that I have the two of them to rely on here, though. They had to experience the disaster that the festival was too, and yet they're still fighting through their own emotions to try and keep the club together. You guys are amazing. I love you too. You're the best. The only sounds right now are the small sniffling noises coming from Natsuki. No! The longer the silence stretches, the harder it's going to be to break it. Somehow the three of us managed to soundlessly decide that it should be me to speak up. How the hell did we decide that? What? But before I can do so, of course, I gotta save the day. We're surprised by Monika finally interrupting the silence with a sigh. I shouldn't have said that. I was looking back on what I said, and well, if someone had said those things about me, I'd be upset to say the least. The pressure just finally broke me, I guess. I really do have tons of things going on in my life. You do? But that doesn't excuse my actions. I shouldn't assume things about your lives when I have no idea what struggles you're going through either. I don't expect you to forgive me anytime soon, but just know that I'm sorry. Monika still turned away, but Sayuri shoots me a hopeful look. Okay, that's good. I think it's safe to say that words were said that no one really intended. Tensions were obviously running high after the disaster that the festival turned out to be, and I guess everything just boiled over in the argument. I agree, and it just goes to show how much we all care about the club and each other. If we didn't care, we wouldn't be feeling so horrible. Yeah, exactly. That's a damn good point, Sayuri. You're so wonderful. You're so wonderful. Monika, you're really good at organizing these kinds of things, so I can see why you wanted it to succeed the way you did. It's only normal. But you have to remember that we all chose to come here for a reason, and that's because we enjoy it here. We really do care. I'm sorry if it seems like we're blaming you for everything going wrong, because it's definitely no one's fault. Monika starts to slowly turn back to face us. You go, Sayuri! You're so amazing, oh my goodness. But you have to admit that you were kinda harsh to Natsuki. Damn straight. She stops moving, causing Sayuri to speed on through her speech. Anyway, I'm so glad that you apologized to Natsuki in the end, because we're all friends here, and we all need to stick together. We shouldn't be fighting when we hit obstacles. We should be supporting each other. Yeah. So I hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive her, Natsuki, even though she said some really mean things to you. And hopefully we can move on from this and become closer than ever. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yes, I believe that the best thing we can do right now is try to forgive each other and learn from this experience. Monika faces us now, looking each of us in the eye. Natsuki misses her gaze, still looking down at the ground with her tear-streaked cheeks. I'll wipe those up for you. You guys, thank you all for being the best club members I could wish for. Damn straight we are. We're awesome. Now that I've thought about it, it really is me who's in the wrong here. I should have just accepted that you guys weren't quite as into the festival idea as I was. It was wrong of me to push you into something that you weren't comfortable with. Well, that's all said and done now, so no use crying over spilt milk, right? Of course there is. No, a good president wouldn't have pressured their people into doing this. Looking back, how could I have been so selfish and blind? Oh, it's okay. Everybody has a momentary lapses of judgment, and you shouldn't blame yourself for that. I'm with Yuri on that. After all, you made this lovely club for all of us, and we really owe it to you for that. And Natsuki? I'm truly sorry for what I said, just jumping to conclusions and making false assumptions. Plus, we're all your friends, although I wouldn't blame you if you don't want to call me a friend anymore. We all await, with bated breath, for Natsuki to answer. I exchange nervous glances with Yuri and Sayuri. The latter of the two actually look like she's holding her breath. Come on, Natsuki, you can do it. Natsuki quickly wipes the tears off her face with her sleeves. She looks smaller than ever, and so alone. I'm with you, always. It makes me want to protect her more than ever. That's exactly what I was thinking. Whatever, it's fine. The only thing I ask... She looks down at the floor, then to her right, then the ceiling. It's as if she's hoping for the right words to appear in front of her. The only thing I want is for us to stop fighting. I come to this club to get away from all that junk, and I don't want things to be ruined. So yeah, if it'll make things go back to normal, I forgive you. Natsuki, that's so cute and mature and lovely, you're the best. Sayuri gives a little hop in excitement when Natsuki says that, and I can't help but sigh in relief as well. Monika smiles gently at Natsuki, who finally meets her eyes. Thank you for putting the club above your own feelings, Natsuki. Yeah, I don't think I'm wrong in saying that we all appreciated it. You guys should hug it out. Who, me and Natsuki? Oh, okay, if you insist. I mean, oh, you and Monika. Right, of course. My mistake. I get that it must have taken a lot to say that, so I'm truly grateful for that. Monika reaches out to hug Natsuki, but the smaller girl flinches away. I'm sorry. I should have known it would be too soon. No, well, it's fine. Natsuki makes an attempt at smiling at Monika. Oh, there you go. It may take some time for reconciliation to be finished with, but I'm happy that everyone is trying their best. Yeah, reconsideration can take a long time. No, that's not quite right. Well, close enough. And with that, the spell holding us all seems to have been broken. Any of you staying to check out the rest of the festival? Natsuki, you want to hang out? No, I'm feeling quite exhausted after the emotional stress we've just had to endure. Look at Yuri, she's so mature, like, I give Yuri a lot of shit, but I do love Yuri. I really do. She's definitely one of my favorites, but just not as favorite as the rest of the kids. She's great, okay? I'll say it, she's great. I love Yuri. Me too. All I want to do right now is take a long nap. Same here, honestly. We still have to clean up the club room, though. We all grimly turn to face the mess that the visitors have left behind. I'm really not looking forward to cleaning that up. Oh, do we have to? Sayuri, you don't want to betray our club advisor's trust now, do you? Why are you always right, Yuri? Everyone chuckles a bit, even Natsuki, betraying a smile on her face. Aw, yay. I'm sure that it's less work than it looks, so I think that it's fine if some of us leave early. Hey Senkara, how about you walk Natsuki home for a change? I'm sure that Sayuri's sick of your company by now. Sounds like a fantastic idea, Monika. Thank you for saying that instead of someone else. You know, that really makes it a lot easier for me. It's sweet of Monika to let Natsuki off the hook like that, and in such a casual way too. This way it doesn't look like she's babying her or anything. Hey, no fear, I want to go home too. Sayuri pretends to pout a bit, but quickly regains a smile on her face. Come on guys, the faster we get to work, the faster we'll get to go home. After exchanging goodbyes, I walk out of the club room with Natsuki. Yay! It's surreal to hear the sounds of chatter and laughter floating towards us from the rest of the festival. After everything that's just took place, do you want to, experience the festival instead of going home? You don't want to miss it. A silence falls between us. I'm not quite sure whether I should try to cheer her up or just leave her alone with her thoughts. I spot a vending machine at the end of the hall and decide on the former. Hey, here, you want a snack? A little sugar always cheers me up when I feel down. Sure, I guess. What do you want? It doesn't really matter, but chocolate's pretty good. I approach the vending machine, digging change out of my pockets. Within a few moments, a solid thunk sounds from the bottom of the machine. I hand her the bar of chocolate. A twirl! Sponsored by Capri. I hand her the bar of chocolate. Disclaimer, I'm not actually sponsored by Capri, just gotta say. Capri is not sponsoring me. I hand her a bar of chocolate. I just picked one of my favorites, so I hope we have similar tastes. Of course we do. Oh, you're so beautiful. Why do I love you so much? White chocolate. Not bad. Hey, white chocolate is my favorite. Yes! Does that mean she likes it? I think it does. I'm pretty sure that means she likes it. I watch as she carefully places the snack into her bag. You're not gonna eat it? You're not gonna eat it? My question seems to startle Natsuki, and I feel a little bad when she jumps a bit, but I guess she's still feeling shaky. No, I kinda like to savor things in my own time. Me too! Oh my goodness, I never eat things. Like, I take friggin' forever to eat. I still have chocolate from Easter. Not a bad idea. I tend to blow through snacks and stuff myself. No, I do not, don't lie. I guess I like to try and make things last as long as possible. Yeah, I sure do. That's pretty understandable, especially since I do it too. With that, another silence falls over us. But this time it's a comfortable silence. I love comfortable silence. It's the best kind of silence. Of course it is, but it's the best, okay? We walk together, side by side, in a bubble of companionship that seems to include just the two of us. That makes the festival distant to reality. So romantic. It isn't until we've reached the school entrance that I break the silence again. Which way are we headed? I'm going that way. Wait, which way are you headed? I'm going that. No, we're walking her home, you dumbass. Look, pay attention to what Monica said. Walk her home. What? I point to my left, causing Natsuki to give me a wry smile. I'm in the opposite direction. Oh, well, guess I'll see you tomorrow then. What's this? Caramello Koala, sponsored by Capri. Senkara? Can you just come out of the screen, please? It's okay if I keep coming to the club, right? I wouldn't even go if you weren't there. Huh? What do you mean? Of course you can. I mean, we're all going to be expecting you back there. Never mind. See ya. Natsuki. No. At that, she whirls around and darts away, leaving behind nothing but confusion in the air. Well, I guess I'll ask her about it tomorrow. But for now, it's time to make the trek home. No, you walk her home. Be a gentleman for once, for goodness sake. Although now that I think about it, there's nothing for me back home except anime and video games. What more do you need? Natsuki, I'll probably spend tonight stewing over that question then. Why couldn't we walk home with her? Like you said, there's nothing but anime and video games waiting for you back home, so walk home with the cute one. Jeez, that was a wild ride, am I? Whoa, bloody hell, morning already. Goodness, okay, let's chop that up. Jeez. Alarms, am I right? Oh boy! That was quite the adventure. That was an episode and a half there in time to... Hopefully the next one will be a lot cheerier, but hey, we gotta have the bad so that we can have the good in life. You know, there is no light without darkness, and that is what I always say. What? I lost my sentence there, but the point is that things will be great. And we had a little walk with Natsuki, we had a little bubble of companionship, as he said. It was really sweet, and it was awesome. And I feel like we've gotten closer to her, as well as all of the others in that effort. Well, maybe not the others, but with Natsuki, definitely, I definitely think we have. So that's amazing. I love that. I'm so glad of that. But, geez, that was rough, buddy. That was rough. My first girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Doki Doki despite all the sadness going around. But hey, sometimes we love a little bit of sadness in our adventures, don't we? It helps make it feel more real, and it's enjoyable nonetheless. So thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and if you made it this far, I can only assume that you did. Hey, got it right that time. And leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And thank you so much for watching. My name has been Senkara, and until next time, see ya.